Hi, today's math lesson is going to be learning about polynomial vocabulary. We're going to be learning about the number of terms and the degree. We're also going to be learning some vocabulary of how to quickly describe what your polynomials are. Terms. Terms are the number of parts of a polynomial. They are separated by a plus or a minus. Degree. Degree is the highest or largest exponent of a polynomial. In addition to either counting the number of terms or examining the exponents, you can use a vocabulary word to just describe the overall number of terms or the degree of a given polynomial. If you see vocabulary words such as monomial, binomial, or trinomial, you're looking at the number of terms. Monomial has one term, binomial has two terms, trinomial has three terms. If you have more than those terms listed on your polynomial, then you don't have one of these three words. If you are given words such as linear, quadratic, or cubic to describe your polynomial, then we're looking at the degree. So if you have a degree of 1, your polynomial is linear. If you have a degree of 2, your polynomial is quadratic. And if you have a degree of 3, your polynomial is cubic. If you have a degree higher than this, then that's not a name that we have available for you to use right now. In this example, we're looking for the number of terms. So terms are looking for our number chunks. So our number chunks that are separated by a plus or a minus are shown very nicely with these little boxes. So we see, hey, there are 3 number chunks. There are 3 terms. In our second example, we're looking for the degree. And we know that the degree comes from looking at the exponent. So in this particular example, we see we've got an exponent of a 2 right there, and then this w doesn't have an exponent at all. So that tells us that our highest, largest exponent of this particular polynomial is a 2. In our third example, we're again looking for the degree. But here on my tiny little polynomial, I don't have an exponent showing. So we have a reminder, a hint that says, hey, if you don't have a visible exponent, then really you have a degree and exponent of 1. So anytime you don't have a visible exponent on a variable, you know that it's actually an exponent of 1. In our fourth example, how many terms do we have? How many number chunks do we have? Oh, I just have the 1. And that's it. All right, in example 5, we're going to find both the number of terms and the degree of this polynomial. So let's do it. Number of terms, we know those are the number chunks, all separated by a plus or a minus. So we see here very nicely, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, 4 number chunks. And then the degree is going to be the exponent of each one of those number chunks that we're going to look at. And you say, hey, which one is the biggest? Ah, yeah, the biggest is this 10 right here. So the degree of this polynomial is a 10. Let's shift gears in this example 6 into looking at vocabulary that can describe the entire polynomial. These 3 words, binomial, trinomial, and monomial, if you'll remember at the beginning of this lesson, are term descriptors. So if we find the number of terms, then we'll know if it's a binomial, trinomial, or monomial. So we see very nicely that I have 3 number chunks. So that means I have 3 terms, and as a result, 3 terms is a trinomial. Here in example 7, we see that we have cubic, quadratic, and linear as our options, and those are degree descriptors. So with the degree, we are looking at your highest, largest exponent, which in this case is a 3. So cubic, quadratic, and linear, a degree of 3 is going to be a cubic. In example 8, we again see linear, cubic, and quadratic, just like in example 7. So these are still degree descriptors. And again, I have my highest, largest, only exponent. So this is degree 4. So linear is degree 1, cubic is degree 3, quadratic is degree 2, but I have a degree 4. So for this problem, none of those terms fit a degree of 4. Here in example 9, we again have term descriptors as we are looking at the words monomial, trinomial, and binomial. I only have one number chunk, and that is a monomial, whereas a trinomial would have 3 number chunks and a binomial would have 2 number chunks.